diving into Microsoft Forms, a powerful tool for creating surveys, quizzes, and polls. Okay, so once you have the application open, this is the screen you'll see. We'll be focusing on the new form option, but really quickly I'll walk through some other things you see here. So, new quiz, this will be fairly similar to the creation process we'll walk through today, except there are some differences regarding some options being tailored more towards a typical quiz format. So think about things like automatic grading or point allocation, for example. This quick import option allows you to repurpose old forms and quizzes. And then, of course, there's an extensive library of templates available if you want to choose one and start from there. Okay, so like everything Microsoft now, you do have the ability to leverage Copilot to create your form. Doing this is like every other application. You can provide as much or as little information as you want. I'll keep it simple and just ask it to create an employee satisfaction survey. No additional details. You can click here to get some inspiration, and you can attach files as well. Hit go, and then in seconds, you'll have a draft. You can see it used a variety of different question formats, which we'll get to in a bit. For example's sake, I am going to discard what Copilot created, and we'll start from scratch, just so you can get a good feeling about the platform. Okay, so first it'll prompt you to give your form a title and description. Remember that this is visible to recipients, so make sure it's relevant to the purpose of the form, even more so if they aren't expecting it. Then once you're ready to add your first question, you can leverage Copilot once again, otherwise just click the plus sign. You can see there's a variety of different question formats: multiple choice, text, rating, date, etc. I won't go through all of these, but they're pretty self-explanatory. So we'll start with the Likert scale. So first you put in your question, which will do how satisfied are you with the following aspects of your current role. You can see after putting that question in, it recommended options from very satisfied to very dissatisfied. And that makes sense for what we want to do, so we can click add all. Then we'll just want to add some statements. In every question, there will be some additional options in the bottom right corner. These change from question to question, but you'll always have this option to make the question required or not. If required, the responder will not be able to submit or move on without answering the question. Then if you click the 3 ellipses, you can add a subtitle or branching, which I'll come back to in a second. So now let's add an open-ended question. What is one thing our company could do to improve your day-to-day experience at work? For this type of question, you can choose to invite long responses, which gives them a larger character limit, or keep it at the default. You can also add restrictions to require specific answers like numbers only or text matching a certain pattern. This helps keep responses consistent and usable. If you do this, it'll not accept anything outside of that format. Next, we'll do multiple choice. Do you feel your contributions are valued by your manager? Again, you see it populated recommended options. Yes, no, maybe. Again, this fits well, so we'll use them. You can always add images to options and add an other option in case they don't feel like any of the options given are accurate. You can also toggle on multiple answers here where it makes sense, allowing people to check more than one. Lastly, you can shuffle the options if they don't have to stay in order. Now let's add a rating scale question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely are you to recommend this company as a great place to work? You can change the level. Because of the question, I'll change it to 10. You can switch up the icon that displays, and you can add labels to give further clarification on what the low and high ends represent. I'm going to add one more open-ended question just to show you how branching works quick. So there we go. Question 5. So let's go back to question 3. Let's say if they answer no to this question, we want them to go straight to question 5, asking for additional feedback. If they answer anything else, we'll just pass them on to the next question. So this is a great dynamic feature. For all my fellow marketers, don't worry, you do have the option to brand these forms. Kind of limited, but if you go into style, you can choose some elements, a layout, or customize to upload your own images and colors. If you hit preview, you can see how it looks in both desktop and mobile view. Then once everything looks good, you can click collect responses, and you have a couple options here. You can either invite people via email or Teams. You can send a link directly to them, generate a QR code, or embed the form somewhere, like on your website. And then dependent on your organization, you have some permission settings here. Then as you start getting responses, you can navigate here to see responses in a dashboard-like view. You can see responses per individual, and you can export the responses to Excel, which is beneficial for those larger data sets. And that about does it. That was a pretty high-level overview of the platform. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching and tune back in.